please.
All right, you're lucky. All right. Stream started on YouTube. Super good. Okay, cool. All right, sick. All right, cool. So I can see you. Yeah. Can you? Okay, you can't see me, can you?
No.
Okay, so I don't know what my camera's doing right now, but um, let's see here. Let me try fixing my camera. We'll screen it.
Is this vertical or horizontal?
Huh? That your thing is vertical. So, or like I'm seeing it vertical because it's on a phone.
Okay, so I need to do it this way then.
Yeah, or however you're doing it. Like, okay, so here. I don't know how this looks, so I'm gonna have to tune into one of the streams real quick and check it out. Cause I don't know how this looks. Let's see here. Check it out. So if I full screen this,
Can you see this okay?
yeah, I can see like from his head to his like lower torso. It's pretty good. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can see like from his head to his like lower torso. It's pretty good. Yeah. Hey there. All right, cool. Have fun.
You're gonna make dinner.
Yeah, I'll make dinner in a bit.
Eat breakfast sandwiches and stuff like that.
Have fun. Okay.
Simple.
Are y'all going to Sam's tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, because you got to get more of my breakfast things.
I'm going to Sam's tomorrow.
Okay, cool. All right. See ya. All right, yeah, I can see you fine.
Set the alarm.
Yes, please. To stay. Yes, thank you. Make sure the screen door's locked as well.
Forget the.
Yes, thank you. I will. Make sure the screen door's locked as well. All right, cool. So I can see myself well.
Correction, Rob. 7:30.
I can see myself well. Make sure. See what that looks like there. Okay, you there?
I am.
All right, cool. Yeah. All right, I can see your thing perfectly now. Yeah. Okay, that's good. All right, what I put my? All right, maybe I should keep my phone out just in case, so I can see all that. Like I can monitor it, the Twitch. I should have to keep my volume down so it doesn't interfere with this. Okay. So how's your day going? Wait, did I hit record before you answer that? Did I even hit record? Okay, I did hit record. All right, cool. So, hold on. Let me make the Let's do. What should we call the stream title? What are we calling this? Connecting with creations.
I would say Wolverine and Deadpool demo collaboration with Rocco and Mark. Mark and Rocco.
All right, cool. So, all right, everyone. Hold on. Wait for that to go away. Hold up. I want to make sure this is good. Like the camera. I want to make sure the camera is like wide enough so that way, like, you can see a lot of my stuff in the corner, and we can see your stuff too. Let's try that. Now we go back to that. Full screen it. Let me check this out. All right, cool. That's perfect. All right, everyone. Welcome to. All right, everyone. Welcome to episode 1 of Connecting with Creations. Today I'm joined by my good friend Mark Russo over at Mark Russo Creations. And
What's up, guys?
and tonight we are going to be working on these awesome Deadpool and Wolverine pieces that that we're gonna be putting together to make one awesome piece. So yeah, Mark, how's your day been?
It's been good. It's been good. Very productive. Got some stuff done, and
Right.
looking forward to working on this beautiful piece.
Okay. So I like to start out everything with the same question. What'd you have for breakfast this morning, Mark?
I had a 2 egg and cheese sandwich. It was pretty good.
Okay, okay. I had a I had that I don't know if you saw them or if I told you I didn't you know, but I at Sam's Club I have these now these like breakfast bowls. It's like they're meat lovers, so it's got bacon, it's got sausage, egg, cut up like potatoes and cheese in it. It's really good. So I have those every morning except on Fridays during Lent. My mom would kill me. But yeah, so that's what we've been eating.
Nice. The breakfast of champions. Let's go.
All right, so what you got for lunch then? We go through this every time.
Tacos. I made tacos.
Tacos. What kind of tacos?
I really don't want a taco about it.
Oh, okay. All right, so we're starting out with the corny puns. Love it. Great. Beautiful. So, Mark,
Why don't we tell people what we're? Why don't we tell some people what we're working on today?
all right, cool. So, or do you want to do that? I mean, why don't we let you do that?
That's fine.
Okay, all
I
right,
think
cool.
we should clean up the arms. I feel like we should clean up the arms a bit before we go into the background, and I think that we should go with a medium gray background. But I would like to refine Wolverine's left arm, and I would like to refine Deadpool's right arm as well, giving them a little bit more length and some subject matter. So I think
Okay.
we should do that first, and then get into the backgrounds, and then I'm not sure where we'll be after that.
All right, great. I like that plan. I was already, it's not done for sure because it's sloppy. It's a bit messy, but I already like filled in my entire background with a nice gray. Um, I also fixed. I made the arm look a little bit longer. I don't know if it's long enough. If you tune into the YouTube or the Twitch, you can check for me and you can like see. That's how we're gonna do this because I have my phone pulled up for other thing, and my camera still is loading. It's not really working, so until that works or whatever, um, you know, here you can turn into this. I made it come down towards his crotch more, like you said, because that's where your arms normally end up, like towards your like area. But
Right.
you know, so yeah. But yeah, this is gonna be a good one for the portfolio to like have in there. I feel like it'd be a nice set piece.
I agree 100%. I think it's going to be a really cool piece based off of a hot movie. It's Marvel's only movie coming out this year. So I think they're putting all their eggs in one basket.
Didn't Madam
And I
Web come
believe
out this year? Or was that last
it's
year?
the only Marvel movie. It's the only Marvel movie coming out this year.
Oh, Madam Web was 2023.
Madam Web was Sony, my guy.
Oh, okay. That's true. That's true. Oh, right, because Deadpool isn't like Deadpool's kind of its own universal thing.
Well, it's going to be basically him joining the MCU and
Right,
helping to clean up the timeline with Wolverine.
right.
Is
Because
what I'm understanding.
and he also calls himself Marvel Jesus, so that kind of makes sense. But
Yeah, because he's got to save the Marvel universe.
right, right, right. You think he'll be able to do that?
I hope so.
I think he'll be able to.
I hope so.
It's Deadpool, you know.
I think Ryan Reynolds can do anything he puts his mind to.
This is true. What's up, Lorenzo? How you doing? Am I live on YouTube? We are also live on YouTube. We are live on Twitch and YouTube because I know the Twitch is delayed for people that I know who are trying to talk. So yes, we are also live on YouTube. Thank you for asking that. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a good movie because Deadpool. I mean, Deadpool has really never like disappointed with its comedy and stuff. They've always got like good classy. Like the other night, you were talking about how like Guardians of the Galaxy's got those classy hits. Like Deadpool's always got a funky vibe going on in his like movies. So I feel like it's gonna be a really good one.
I agree. Right now, I'm just lengthening his arm some How's that
Okay.
looking from your angle?
Oh, it's looking good. It's looking good. It's looking good. Yeah, I think the arm making the heart is fine for me. I think the arm I fixed a lot more on the side, but we'll just have to let you see that. If you can see it in the stream, you'll be able to let me know if you think I fixed it enough. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
run
I
up.
can't. I got all my screens pulled up on other stuff, so I might
That's
be able to
fine.
take a look at it in a minute.
All right,
But
cool. I might have to run up and grab my iPad so I have another screen to like look at the thing.
hmm
Because I have two chats right now. I have to be looking in case someone goes into one chat.
right.
All right, so here I'm gonna run up there and grab that real quick, and I'll be right back down.
Okay, I'm gonna talk smack about you the whole time while you're gone.
I hope so. It'd be great content.
I'm just kidding. I love you. Get going.
All right, I will.
Word. So for those of you that don't know, Rocco and I are going to be at the Baltimore Comic Con later this year, September 8th through the 10th, I believe. And we really want to have some dynamic Marvel pieces to present, as well as some DC stuff too. But I really lean hard on the Marvel stuff personally. I love DC. I love what James Gunn is hopefully going to do with the Superman franchise and everything. But as far as this year is concerned, I really think that the Wolverine Deadpool combo is going to be what's hot. And hopefully it's a huge hit and we can ride the coattails of that popularity and sell this really awesome two-piece set. It would be great. And if not, we'll have a really awesome wall piece. And maybe we can do a two-piece print set off of it when we complete it. But I just loved the concept when he proposed it to me. I just loved the idea and I thought it was a really cool idea and I haven't seen anything like it. So let's make it happen. With the background, we agreed to do like a medium gray because it's a neutral color. And with the varying colors of yellows and blues of Wolverine's costume and the red and black of Deadpool's costume, we wanted to have something that was really neutral and didn't take away from the subject matter. So that was our main reasoning for wanting to paint the background gray. I've got to touch up some area in this hand here.
I could like hear you from like the other side of my basement because I have my mic like turned up all the way.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, what were you
I was just
talking
explaining to
about?
them that we are looking towards doing the Baltimore Comic Con later
Okay,
this
great.
year, September 8th through 10th, and
Okay,
that
great.
this is probably going to be one of our premiere pieces because we're banking on the fact that this movie is going to be a
Big
big
hit. Right.
big turnout.
Right. Okay, good. I can't wait to go back and check the recording and like just to my surprise, you see a bunch of smack talk. That'd be so funny.
Nope, nope, no
Awesome,
smack
awesome.
talk.
He's going. Lorenzo. He's going to the mic for Secret Wars or He's going to MCU Super Wars Marvel. Twitch was delayed. I came to YouTube. Oh, that sounds cool. DC and Marvel stuff at Comic Con. Yeah, Comic Con has a lot of stuff there, man. So I can now see. I gotta actually plug this in really quickly, or it's gonna die. And I'm not gonna hear able to be. I'm not going to be able to hear Lorenzo. So let me plug this in. Yeah, this is kind of
When
weird
you
for
did
like.
your
Hmm?
when you did your gray background, I was gonna say, in order to make sure that we nail it, I was gonna say we should do a 50-50 mix.
Okay.
So
So
that way you
I
know that yours is gonna be medium and mine is gonna be medium. And then that way they'll match when we bring them back together. Otherwise, one of us is gonna have to adjust our background.
So I was thinking, right? I was thinking that maybe if they don't look the same by the time we see each other, we both in person kind of just tweak the backgrounds. Because
That's also fine.
I already laid it
I thought
down.
it would be go ahead and just put it. You're gonna need to put it if it's gray. I find that with most backgrounds, you have to do a double layer anyway because
Right. That's
what
what
ends
I
up
kind of put a
happening
light
is
layer.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about where you'll see the strokes of the paint.
Yeah.
and then a second layer kind of smooths that out.
Right. Oh, you can. Oh gosh, you can definitely see the strokes in here. So yeah, we'll have that, and then for the second one, we'll have it so it's so it's fixed. Or like we'll next week, because I don't know if we'll be finished this. Definitely, we'll definitely not be finished this by next week. So bring it back next Friday for episode 2, and we'll both continue to work on it, and we can like make sure the backgrounds are matching. Then that way, when we go in our separate ways, if we end up finishing it after that, then we'll be all good to go. You know.
I agree.
All right. Cool. All right, so I feel like I'm gonna start working on the face, like at least with paint, the face.
I'm gonna
Just
try to get the background locked down
all right, cool,
now
yeah.
that I fixed the arm.
All right, so let's grab the red paint. Okay, so also if like I ever don't respond for like a good second, I might be like running across the room to grab paint because I can't because my mic doesn't stretch that far. Just giving you a quick heads up.
You're good, bud.
All right, cool. So like right now, I'm gonna grab that paint real quick. Hold on. The Wolverine looks sick. Mark probably very much appreciates that. I think they're both looking very
Thank you.
well done so far. It's coming
Thank
along.
you.
It's coming along.
I think when it's all said and done, the whole thing is gonna look awesome. I think Rocco, you did a really good job on sketching out that Deadpool. So what I want to do is I basically just want to lay a medium-sized outline around Wolverine, so I can then start coloring in the background.
All right, we're back with the paint now. So we're gonna add in a nice thin layer of red for Deadpool's thing. Oh, should I go over mine in Sharpie too? Actually, that'd probably be a good idea to go over in some inked pen. Hold on.
Yeah, I would
All
say
right,
do the background and then come back with the Sharpie after.
that's what I did. Yeah, I'm gonna Sharpie his face up real quick. Hold on, let me grab a Sharpie. Yeah. I'm dropping stuff. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, let's do this. Nice and easy. I always hate inking like things. It's like the scariest part for me.
Why is that?
Because like if I mess up, like it's like a bigger deal than if I mess up with a pencil. I've always hated inking stuff. Or like I don't hate it, but I've always found that to be the most like nerve-wracking part of the process.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have the resources like the pros do, but typically what they'll do is they'll take the original pencils and they'll scan them and then they'll print it out and then they'll just ink the copy.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I didn't
And
know
then
that.
that way they can, yeah, that's how Todd McFarlane, if you watch Todd McFarlane, he'll still sell original pencils of his stuff. Like he'll auction stuff off and whatnot. And that's how he's able to do it because he never touches the original artwork with the ink and stuff. That way, just in case you make a mistake, you still have the original that you can make another copy of and then reproduce that and copy over that print. Because I've made that mistake too, where I've inked an original piece and I've had to come back and save it with some white paint and treat it like whiteout in order to save the painting. But man, that was some I feel you when it comes to the nerve wracking. Oh my gosh, this big glob of ink just hit the canvas and it's not what I wanted type
Right.
situation.
No, that's actually interesting. I didn't know that. So that's a pretty cool tip. To
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's great. It's great if you have a printer that's able to make high quality prints like that. But I
right,
mean,
right, 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 right. Like with the certain type of paper and stuff, cause they definitely use like bigger size paper for comics and stuff.
that and also a lot of artists have gone digital
Right,
for
for
that
sure.
reason. That like you make a mistake, you can just hit undo.
Exactly.
In
Beautiful.
real life, there is no undo button. We have the eraser and the white paintbrush to paint over our mistakes.
Correct. All right, so Mark, why don't we spice this conversation a bit? Oh, hold on. I saw you have I saw your story. You have a website that's pretty cool. Yeah, it is pretty cool. Shout out to Mark. He helped me set that up real quick. I really like it now. We're gonna have some
Yeah,
things
big
here.
cartel. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say we're gonna have a couple things like here and there going in and out, just switching some stuff up. But for now, we have like good two things on there. We have a print mark at the Little Italy thing I did this year by myself. That Cabin in the Woods thing, I sold that, like the original.
You sold the original?
Yeah, it's gone. I don't. You might have forgot, but I told you
Whoa.
I finally sold that. It was like a girl. She wanted it,
Wow.
and she didn't have any cash, so she walked away. But then surprisingly, she came back with a wad of cash, and she was like, "Here, I want this now."
Did you make good money off of it? You don't have to say what you sold it for, but
Yeah, I made good money off of it.
nice.
But yeah, so
Yeah,
that
that was an awesome piece. I have that print hanging in my bathroom
I saw.
because
Yeah,
they are. Yeah, yeah, it's a really awesome piece. I get compliments on it all the time.
it is cool.
People think it's mine, and I have to correct them.
Oh.
I'm like, no, no, no. I'm like, no, I don't take credit for you, man. I promise. I
Oh
I
yeah,
always
I
I
totally
tell
yeah.
people, no,
You
I'm
know what?
proud of you. So to me, it's the same as if I did it myself because I'm like, yeah, no, my boy did it, and they're like,
No,
oh wow, that's incredible, and I'm like, yeah, he was only what were you 15 or
we were like
14 when
no,
you did that?
I was in eighth grade when I made that, so I was like 14, right?
Yeah,
Because that was
yeah,
like a
that
year
was like
after
one of
we.
our.
That was like one of our first big ones. So I was around
Oh yeah,
14. That was
that's right because you use that as a portfolio piece to get into your
right
school
to
that you're
Capitol
at now.
Hall. And
Yeah,
that's when we were using like the little plastic plates and we were on the other side of the basement doing stuff.
yep.
That was old. That was
Now,
good. That was when I was like when I did those like you remember the one with the cabin in the mountains and we did the time lapse on that one and I like did
yeah,
a Instagram series of that. Those are still up on there. You can see the time lapse of that entire thing being made.
oh, that's awesome.
I remember seeing. I love watching just your hand quickly zoom in and zoom out as we're doing stuff. But yeah, that was a good time. All right, Mark. So let's get some conversation spiced up. So since we're doing Marvel, I think it's only right that we have a Marvel discussion. Or who would you say is your all-time favorite Marvel character, even if they're owned by Sony? Just Marvel, Stanley, kind of. It was that type of Marvel. What is your who is your favorite character and why? Like, give a good reason why. Let's hear it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. This is going to sound really on the nose,
Okay.
but I mean, it is like neck and neck between Wolverine and Thor
Okay.
for me.
I can see that.
Um,
I can see Thor for you. I can see that.
yeah, I mean, I just loved. Man, you get a picture. Let me paint this picture for you. It is the year. Gosh, I feel like X-Men. When did the first X-Men movie come out? I feel
I
like it
don't
was like
know. That was a long time ago, wasn't
2000.
it?
I feel like it was like 2001 or something like crazy like that. I
I
don't think
think
I
so
was in high
too. Yeah.
school anymore. It was something like that, right? And I remember
Right.
just the hype. The hype for it was so palatable because you got to figure there wasn't a ton of really good superhero movies back out in those days. You
Right.
had uh, you had Blade and Blade Two. I think Blade Two didn't even come out until after the first X Men. I could be mistaken, but I mean, really, you only of top tier Marvel content back then. You really only had Blade, and maybe I can't remember when the first Spider-Man came out. I think the first Spider-Man with Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire also
That
came out around the
yeah.
same time.
That was like
So you
2007.
didn't have right. Okay. Well, you didn't have the huge library and the huge expectation because not to jump ahead, but Endgame really set the bar for modern superhero movies, and I think we've been chasing those coattails ever since. But
Right.
back in the day, man, the hype for this X-Men movie was so palatable. Like
Was it
when we
really?
went to the theater, oh my gosh, people were going like nuts when I mean there was people dressed up as X-Men outside the
Oh
theater.
wow. It's been hard to get a
Yeah, I
seat.
mean it was like an event. It was like an event. And then when Hugh Jackman hit the screen for the first time and he's in that fight cage, everybody was like, "Oh," it was like, "Here we go, next level." And
That was like the first.
man, it
That was
was
the
just
start of an era.
yeah, man, that was the first appearance of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and ever since then, I think that he's just he's dominated that role,
Okay.
and I loved Logan.
Right.
I loved the movie Logan. It was really good, but I feel like we've all and I'm tying this back into Wolverine Deadpool because I wanted to bring it back, but um I feel like X-Men 2, we got to
Okay.
see prime Hugh Jackman doing prime Wolverine things. And then X-Men 3 had different writers, different directors, and the content wasn't as good. And then flash forward to Logan, or you have Days of Future X-Men Days of Future Past, which was also pretty solid, but it wasn't a standalone like Wolverine type thing. I think that with Logan, that was really solid. But again, now we've flashed forward past the good years to the end of his life where he's gonna die and whatnot.
Right.
So the hype for this Deadpool Wolverine movie is it looks like Deadpool is reaching into, I don't know what timeline he's reaching into to grab this Wolverine that is in this comic accurate suit, but I would imagine it's not the same Wolverine from the X-Men films. I
Oh,
think
so
it's the
you think
same
it's a
guy.
different? So you don't think? Oh, I was about to say. So you think it's like a different universe or kind of thing, or you think
I'm
it's the
I'm
same
just
one?
I'm just guessing because I don't see how Wolverine from that franchise you're going to get him in a yellow suit. I mean, he even made fun of it, but I mean, it could be, but
Hey man,
um,
anything's possible
I'm
when it
really
comes to
excited.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
I'm really excited to just see Hugh Jackman back in this role, and clearly he's not as old as the version that he was playing when he was in Logan, when he was
Right.
past his prime. This to me looks like they wanted to get, and you can see it in Hugh Jackman's Instagram too. Like he has really pushed himself to get ready for this role.
It looks like it. So quickly tell me, how is Thor also in there?
So to circle back to your question, you had asked why I
Yes.
liked them both. Um, I think for me, to be quick with Wolverine, so I can jump on the subject matter of Thor. Um, for me, it's Wolverine's resilience, his ability to never give up,
Right.
and his prowess when it comes to just pushing through. I think his stubbornness is a superpower because he just doesn't seem like the type that would give up, and
I
his
agree.
healing factor kind of backs that up because he's the guy that can go the distance, and that to me is a huge appeal. Like who doesn't want to heal from their wounds? And Wolverine also represents like the deep down, like us as men and stuff, like we'd like to think that we have that wild feral side that's still attached to nature, and Wolverine is like the embodiment of that.
Right.
When you switch gears and you talk about Thor, the things I like about him is his good natured nobility, his willingness to help others, the fact that he knows he's um, super strong, he knows he's a god, but he doesn't
He doesn't take that for
abuse that.
granted, or yeah, abuse that. Abuse that.
Correct. You know, he doesn't abuse it. He doesn't take it for granted. He's very much in touch with and contradictory to the films and of late. I feel like Thor knows who he is, knows where he's going and what he's doing, um, and he's confident in that. And he's also got the Norse mythology stuff, and his power set is awesome.
Right. Yeah, he is pretty cool.
So let's switch gears. Let's put it on you. I'm going to ask you a tighter question. That
Okay.
way we can keep it more relative because I know you love Spider-Man.
Right. Right.
I
Right.
know
Right. Right.
Spider-Man's. I know Spider-Man's probably your number one.
Right. He's up there for
I'm
sure.
guessing.
Yeah.
So let me
He's
ask. Let me ask you a different question.
okay.
Let
Cool.
me be more specific.
All right.
Who
Let's
is
hear
your
it.
favorite? Who's your favorite X-Man?
All right. So I
Ooh.
know this is gonna sting for you because I'm gonna have to be real.
It's not gonna sting. It's not gonna sting.
When it, I wouldn't say I don't really know as much about the X-Men just because that wasn't really what I grew up with. Like, as in, those
Right.
weren't like the things that were introduced to me. So I was more like I was more modern MC, not like wouldn't say modern, but I was more classic, like the main guys of the MCU, like Spider-Man, Iron Man, all them. Are we counting Deadpool as an X-Men?
So
In a way,
if
he
memory
kind of
serves,
he associated himself technically.
so fun fact, um, about Deadpool, I believe that Rob Layfield created him with the aid of another writer. Rob Layfield was the artist, and he was partnering with a writer that helped develop this character of Deadpool. But Deadpool was first introduced, I believe, back in '91 or '92, maybe even 1990,
Okay,
in an issue of X Force, which I think is going for a lot of money right now because of Deadpool's popularity.
okay,
And I think that he actually shared the first appearance with this other character named Gideon.
gotcha,
But X Force was the branch off of the X Men that was started to be a little bit more edgier. You had back then you had two teams of X-Men. You had X-Men Gold and you had X-Men Blue. And they split them off into two separate factions because when you have a cast of six mutants over here and six mutants over there, it's a lot easier to write the stories and do the comic art if you have a lot less characters to deal with, because if you put the whole cast of X-Men together in one comic, that's a lot of characters sharing the limelight, so to speak. So what they did was they split them off into two separate factions. So you had one X-Men book that had Storm, Wolverine, Colossus, and all that, and then the other team had Cyclops, Jean Grey, and a few others, like the more classic team. Um, so when that happened, there was a third team made, and the third team was kind of like the answer to like the gritty, hey, we want an edgier X-Men team. The X-Men are under the school of Charles Xavier. They're good guys. They're trying to do right for all of human and mutant kind. Wouldn't it be cool if there was a team that was still flying under the banner of Xavier's school, but was a little bit edgier? Did the dirtier jobs, the ones that the X-Men couldn't do because the X-Men were trying to be the face of um, the mutant scene. They couldn't be caught um, doing nefarious or questionable acts because then that would reflect badly on mutant kind. And the whole premise of the X-Men is, uh, it was based off of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and it was the whole '60s race war and whatnot. That's what inspired Stan Lee to create the X-Men. So if you
really,
look at the parallels, yeah, if you look at the parallels of how in this world that the X-Men live in, there's a lot of hate towards mutants. Mutants are different. Mutants are lesser. Mutants are, and that's how a lot of the world viewed people of color. They were treated differently. They were asked to.
right,
There was segregation and all that. So Stan Lee said, I'm going to write a comic book about these teenagers with these powers, and because they have powers, the world is scared of them and wants to get rid of them. And so, what the X-Men job was to help save the world and also show the world that not all mutants are bad, and that
gotcha,
a lot of them are good, and that they can help save the world. Magneto's whole point of view was, wow, we are the superior race. We have powers, and humans fear us. They fear that power, and they should, because look what we can do. So why are we cowering to the humans? Why are we like worry coddling them and trying to save them when all they do is just turn around and throw crap in our face and persecute us and want us like out and like lesser class citizens. So that's Magneto's whole take. And you had those two factions warring with one another.
Gotcha,
So with
gotcha.
the X Force, yep. So with X Force, they were the team that was more like covert ops. We need you to go in and do this dirty job, and we need you to not get caught, because if it comes back to us, that then we can't have the X Men affiliated with you guys, and that's why they became X Force.
Okay, cool.
So
So
they
yeah,
became the dirty jobs. So what ended up happening was that team ended up being led by Cable, and that had Shatterstar and Thunderbird and all those characters that you saw introduced in Deadpool 2 when
okay.
they're all jumping out of the plane and
Oh yeah,
X4
and they
ends
all
up
get
getting wiped out.
right. That was funny.
Yeah, Shatterstar was one of my favorite characters too, and I thought they did him dirty because they they had them all like they had
Getting
him like
killed
flying to a
somehow.
wood chipper, I
Right.
think. Yeah,
That was
you get
fun.
all
That was a
hyped up about how awesome it's going to be, and then he kills them all off in like 2 minutes.
that was fun. That was funny, and how Domino's the only one that survives. But also, I'm hearing
Oh
from
yeah, that's right. Domino was also in the comics as well, and I thought they did a really good job in Deadpool 2 about showing how her powers work, because in the comics they explain it, but to see that visual of how she's able to narrowly escape everything because she's literally using her powers of luck, and how Deadpool makes fun of that, and he's like, that's not a thing, and she's like, it's a thing, and he's like, nah.
right. So Lorenzo is saying, uh, yeah, okay, yeah. Lorenzo was kind of just saying, Deadpool also shares his first appearance with Dynamo, and that was a book of them creating a new X Men. Yeah, okay, so the new X Men. All right, so he was kind of going off what you said, but let's move topics now. So, Mark, here, let's see here. If you would have to pick now, or since we're all in superheroes, before we move on from the superhero topic, if you now let's widen the choice, right? So give me a quick explanation. What who would you say, like, it doesn't matter what brand it is, Marvel, DC, Image. I mean, hey, who would you say your top 3, like if you had to make a roster of your top 3, and again, quick exclamation of all superheroes. Like, I mean, who would you pick? Like your top 3 out of like all
my,
companies, all brands, doesn't matter. Let's hear it.
my top three,
Top 3. That's right.
man, oh,
It's a hard one.
man.
I
I would
got
have
3
to say
spots.
Spider-Man would definitely have to be up there.
Okay.
um
I hope you don't take all mine because I really want to like have mine to be different. I feel like you're gonna say that because we both think alike in a lot of these superhero things. So I'm really hoping you're not gonna take all mine.
my thing is like I'm torn, because I remember when in the height of my comic book collecting, that's what I'm looking back at, and how hyped I was about how much I loved picking up those certain books. So I'm gonna have to say my top three total ever would
Okay.
probably be Spawn, Spider-Man, and Thor.
Okay. All right. All right. So I'm gonna have to agree. Mine would probably be Spawn, Spider Man, and then I would say that a newer one that's kind of come along on like the top 3. I should have picked top 3. That was a little stupid because I have to keep. I would say Spawn, Spider Man, and the Flash. And here's why.
Ooh,
I would say Spider Man for obvious reasons. That was my childhood hero. Spawn, I would say my father really introduced that to me, and once he introduced that to me, because we have millions of comics of him. After he introduced that to me, it really because like Spawn is kind of like a horror movie character almost, and it's like a dirty
yes.
kind of movie. I love horror movies. They kind of took that, put it in a superhero, and he's not like he's kind of like Wolverine, where he's kind of grumpy. He kind of doesn't like to be talked to, but he does the right thing. So I love his design and all, especially in the Mortal Kombat 11 game. It's such a beautiful character, and I think that his origin story is perfect. And I think the cast in the original movie was also great. And then I would say the Flash for another reason. I would say
What-
the Flash because my dad, when the CW's The Flash around when it first released, we binge watched every Tuesday. I think it was every Tuesday when that came out. We would get together and we would watch The Flash. And that is always such a good memory for me because I'd always be excited, or every time a season finale would happen, I would always look up instantly after the final episode. When's the next season coming out? When's the next? Because I would always love to sit down with my dad and watch the show. And I would agree that in later seasons it wasn't as good just because a lot of it was repetitive. A new main villain comes, takes over the city. We have to try and stop it by using the same stuff. So again, I would say there were some ups and downs of the show, but really that show just brought me and my dad close together. I would say that for the most part, I mean, like the characters like Eobard Thawne, like Dr. Wells, like that, how they portrayed him in that show and his suit and everything. I would say that like it's such a badass character, and like it's just a badass show. And the Flash, I mean, again, it's simple. Oh, I can run really fast, but like his villains and like his personality, his backstory, the where he lives, who he works with, it all kind of just makes him, a really cool character. I remember even going on Amazon one time. I bought myself a Reverse Flash golden ring because he uses that ring to store his suit. I bought myself. It even opened up too. I bought myself that exact one, made of metal. It rusted eventually. I gave it to my friend actually before leaving middle school. But I remember buying that ring, and oh my god, I always used to wear that everywhere. It was such a so that show for me just
The
like
one that he keeps his suit in, right?
yeah, the gold one. I'm gonna have to buy myself a new one of those. But yeah, the one he keeps his suit in is the one. So
So
yeah.
does it keep its so like can you put your school clothes in it and then you hit the button and then you're dressed and
Yeah,
ready for school?
right. I wish that would be cool.
That would
No,
that would
they
be that would be worth it.
they kind of did him dirty in this new movie. Ezra Miller, he's an alright Flash, but he's no Grant Gustin for sure.
I liked his quirkiness in the Justice League movie,
It was pretty
and
cool.
then I feel like they really made him um a little too immature in this one.
Didn't they make two versions of the Justice League? Like one was like hours long or something like that. Forgot.
Oh, the Scott Snyder cut.
Yeah, wasn't he the main creator of that movie?
Yes.
How long was that cut?
It's still on. You can still watch it. I think it was like over almost 3 hours.
Why did they change it? I mean, was it just for the length of it?
Well, originally the whole thing was Zack Zack Snyder's daughter passed away
Okay.
from an illness while he was making that movie,
Okay.
and it really messed him up mentally and emotionally because what father would be okay after his
Right, of
daughter
course.
passed. But so he had to stop working on it altogether.
Okay.
So he
Gotcha.
just walked away from the project essentially like to get his head straight because his daughter just died.
Exactly. I would do the same
And
thing probably.
because WB wanted their money and they didn't want to shelve the movie or wait for the movie to come out, they hired Josh Whedon, who was fresh off the success of Avengers 1 and 2,
Okay.
and had proven himself capable of handling a big team movie. They got Josh Whedon to come in uh, and retool the movie, which ended up changing a lot of the script, a lot of the scenes, and everything else. So I guess as a courtesy to Zack Snyder, or Zack Snyder took it upon himself. I can't remember which, but he basically was like, all right, guys, I'm back. I've had my time to mourn my daughter's death, and I want to give you guys the movie I promised from the beginning. So they allowed him to make his Snyder cut. And when he did that, that's when you got the extended version and all that other
Gotcha.
stuff. But that's the reason why there's two versions of that movie.
Okay. Lorenzo saying it was 4 hours. He was very good. I
That was
remember
it was 4 hours. Oh gosh.
I remember what
Yeah,
that's
yeah, that
longer
sounds
than
about right.
that's longer than Endgame. Endgame was like 3,
Well,
wasn't it?
back in my day, we used to watch Lord of the Rings,
All
and Lord of
right.
the Rings was long as dirt.
No, but I would say that I'm very excited for the new Spawn movie to come out as well.
Yeah, I heard Todd McFarlane is working on that, and that he is getting impatient with Hollywood because um, he wants to be able to have creative control over the movie, and
Right.
Hollywood is like, we don't know if your idea is the best and will work. And he's like, this is my character. I want to do it my way, and I need somebody to get on board with this. And he's having difficulty getting somebody to lock down on it. So
I
that
feel like
being
also
said,
I feel like also he wanted it to be a more like really dark movie. Now that
yeah,
technology has changed, he kind of wants it to be like an adult. He wants that adult movie, but because it's a superhero movie and stuff like that, Hollywood wants kids. They want parents of kids money coming in like hot cakes and stuff. They want tickets going. Sorry, they want tickets selling like hotcakes. And because if it's like a really dark movie, not as many people are gonna watch it. But I still think there is a
I don't
very.
know because
I was gonna say.
Logan kind of broke that.
I was gonna say I feel like a lot of people would still go and see that movie, whether it's dark or
I,
not. I would for
I think
sure.
so because you have your audiences are getting a little bit older now. Everybody
Right.
knows that's like everybody who knows Spawn and knows what Spawn is about, and hopefully, like parents will do their research before they take their kids to it. But like
Right.
anybody who's going to go see the Spawn movie knows what Spawn is about and knows it's not that you're walking in there and it is not
It,
a family friendly movie. It's more like a Quentin Tarantino movie, like a very adult, very dark, twisted
right.
movie.
Like you're gonna see people getting caught on fire and stuff like that. So it's like you're gonna see a big giant monster trying to rip people open, the Violator and all that. So
Oh
again,
yeah.
yeah,
Well, when your character gets his powers because he made a deal with the devil, I mean, right out of the gate,
what's
it's
gonna happen in the movie, right?
you know.
But yeah. So I guess we'll have to wait and see for that. Okay, so I see you're making your background very, very dark.
So I know it looks dark, but I think I went 50-50. I don't know. Maybe you might have to go a little darker.
Mine was no, if you look at the difference on camera, yours looks black compared to mine. So
Let me see.
so maybe we can go I would say because I thought we were doing light gray. If you check the YouTube,
I was trying to go for a medium gray, but I guess yeah, it kind of ended up a little dark.
I mean,
Uh,
hey, it's all right. We can always fix it next time.
oh, can we?
Yes, we can. I'm trying to work on
Uh,
cut here. I didn't want to cut you off. I'm gonna quickly head out and grab. Oh, I gotta reach across the table and grab these paintbrushes so my mic's going out for a sec.
I'll try to lighten it.
All right. Now, where are my brushes? Where's the other ones?
Whew.
All right, we're back. So yeah, if you I'm currently I'm currently just working on the Deadpool's mask at the moment, just filling in some basic colors and stuff.
I'm lightening the gray some.
All right, cool. So I've been trying to think next week if you come here, how we're gonna set up the area because we're gonna want to both be able to get in the point of view. I only have one camera, so
I
or
think it'll be
technically,
okay to be able to, work side by side like we did when we were starting this thing.
yeah, I can try to zoom out and do as much as I can. So yeah, we should be all right.
I would hope. I would think.
But yeah, my dad and I kind of both agreed that maybe until like summer and spring breaks or long weekends or times when I really don't have any tests or homework and like I have a bunch of free time, that I should maybe like only do kind of like what I was already doing, just like maybe one horror video a week, if not just playing just for fun, and then just continuing to do my schoolwork and art because I really want to. I mean, not that this semester or the end of this school year will affect. I mean, maybe it'll affect their decision a little, but I really want to be able to take that day off during September to come help you with the show because again, if it's our big break and I miss stuff, then that'll be upsetting. So I really want to be a part of that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be. I'm excited. I'm hoping maybe Max and Alicia go and some other people that we know. But then like Max, I'm sure would go. I don't know if Alicia would just because I don't know if she would say her stuff is comic book. And I mean, but then again, so I don't know. Maybe she would go for fun. So I'm hoping to see maybe some familiar faces at the show.
That would be cool.
Have you talked to Max ever? Have you ever talked to him at all?
Yeah, I messaged him because I still want to get a Halo pistol off of him. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
His not if you've been seeing his stuff, it's awesome, man. I mean, there's so much cool stuff he's whipping out.
Oh yeah, he is steady grinding.
He is, and his paint
I
jobs are
don't know.
also good.
I don't know how he does as many shows as he does because I feel like I do a good amount, but I am put to shame by that man.
No, I still have to. I already painted. I'm almost finished the Michael Myers he gave me. I have to now do the Violator and the Spawn he gave me, and those would be
Oh
fun too.
yeah, I totally forgot about those.
They're still in my. I mean, hey, they look good on my shelf either way, but you know, I can't wait to paint those and let him see those. They're gonna be fun to paint.
Now, when I'm painting my background, I'm trying to go vertical grain.
Right. I'm gonna have to fix up. It's horrendous the background right now. I'm gonna have to fix it up, but in due time, it'll look good.
Right? What time are we at?
We're at now 6:55, almost 7.
Gotcha.
Cool.
I am probably going to jump here shortly. Plus, I can't do a whole lot after this background is set because I don't want to set my arm down in it and then jack it all up.
That's all good, man.
I would rather stop while and let this all dry and then come back and tighten it all. Because now that I've gotten the background, well, I'll just keep going with the background. But now that I've got the background locked, I can I'll wait for this all to dry and then I'll come back and do the detail of Wolverine.
Got you.
But
I mean, it's
and
really
then
looking
that
like Hugh
and then
Jackman.
oh yeah, I'm happy with how his face turned out. But that's only pencils. You gotta make sure that
It looks good in
that
paint.
translates well. Yeah, exactly. So why don't we plan for finishing it up? I think we could finish it by next week.
What you think we could both
If you
get
got
ours done?
if you got the base of if you at the very least if you got the base of Deadpool's like get paint over the entire canvas, right?
Okay,
Get
everything.
his suit. Yeah, get the background locked down completely. Do like this shade of gray, which is I did like the 50-50. I mean, I can always help you tighten it up when I see you, but
Okay.
I definitely went lighter on the gray because you're right, it was starting to look a little
Not from my
starting to
point
look a
of
little
view.
slate.
It looks a little dark, man. But now, send me a picture like after the stream, and I'll like a full perfect lighting picture, and then I'll match it with yours. I'll send you mine. You might be a little shocked, or if not, you might say mine was a little. I think we both had different visions of gray when we were thinking. So, but it's all good. We'll get it. We'll get it. Because if anything, I
Yeah,
could
no
just
worries.
make mine darker, and also dark gray would still work as opposed to light gray on somebody's wall.
Yeah, I would like to keep it. I wouldn't want to go any darker than this gray because you still have the black that is in Deadpool's eyes and shoulder pads and his that wraps around his back, and you don't want that to disappear into the background. So
Right.
we'll tweak it. We'll fine tune it, but I'm gonna make my homework. Filling in his suit yellow, getting the base coat down so at least the entire canvas has one coat of paint over it. So just do like finish the base coat at the very least, and maybe we could. Well, we'll definitely wrap up on next Friday. But I think if we get that far and we walked into next Friday with a base coat of everything, that we could finish it in the 3 hours that we work together. Because look how you know. And if
Next
not, then
Friday.
we
Next.
spend one more session doing the fine details, and then it's done.
Right, next Friday, I would really, if you can, don't feel pressure. But if you can get here like last night, an extra hour early, that'd probably really benefit us.
I will see what I can do. I was lucky because of traffic. So
Okay, gotcha. But again, if not, no stress. I ain't saying you have to be here early, but it probably do us a little bit of good.
yeah, man. I'd say the next thing we do after this is we work on a Blood of the Dead strip, and then come back and start doing some pop culture stuff. Like, let's get 2 little comic strips done so that we have some credibility walking into this Comic Con. We can be like, oh look, we do make little tiny comic strips and stuff.
Right. I agree. I want to
You
finish
know,
that. I want to finish that Satoru Gojo Jujutsu Kaisen painting I'm working on as well. I really am feeling proud about that, and I think at a Comic Con it would do well. So I want to get that done as well. In the
I agree. I would
meantime,
like to see you handle the because you know more about what's hot as far as anime right now. I'm old
right.
school. I'm like Nick Stroll and all those
Well,
old
I don't
anime
really,
movies.
surprisingly, I don't really know. I've only really watched two animes. I've watched this and Haiku, which is like a volleyball anime. Um, and I've I watched a bit of Naruto, but I only know that this is super hot just because of the internet right now. But like, yeah, I would say it's very hot, so I want to try to get those done. How about you also make it a challenge to maybe get those Ninja Turtles done that you haven't done since worked on since last year done before the
Oh my
show?
god, I'm gonna give that to you to finish.
Nah, man, dude, it shouldn't be hard for you, and it just be a thing you can do when you need some downtime. You get another thing on your plate. It's almost done. The sketch is like done almost. That's another thing you can add to your thing. I've already done my turtles. You now need to get your turtles done.
Uh huh.
That's your homework. Yeah. But yeah. No, I think if you can just get that done and like have it just on a little tiny easel, because it was a smaller one, as you can have that. I think some kid would see that and be like, "Mom, can I please get that little turtle thingy?" And so I think it'd be a nice corner piece to fill up space, if anything.
We'll see.
Okay, but yeah. So I want to get that done. I don't know. I really haven't drawn or done a Michael Myers or anything horror related besides my character and stuff in a year. It's felt like I haven't done anything in a long time, and I kind of would like to maybe do one. Like
I would say do one, but I would say do one to have it, but don't bank on it selling at the Comic Con because if you remember, I think that horror does okay at Baltimore Comic Con, but
right?
it's not a guaranteed. It's not a guaranteed win like I would think
No,
that
no, I agree. I
something
agree. I'm
something
just
like this is.
I'm
You
kind
know?
of brainstorming like stuff that I can like get busy and get done with before the show. Because I mean, also we have summer break, and summer break is going to be a crucial period of time for me to get as much done as I can.
Yeah, but also think about summer break is going to be that time too where we're working on that mural in downtown Baltimore.
This is true.
So yeah,
That shouldn't take more than a week, though.
I
I
think
would
it's going to
say.
take more than a week.
Really?
Yeah, you haven't? Did you look at the photos yet?
I haven't been
No.
sent. I haven't been sent any photos yet.
Your grandfather's the one with the photos, my guy.
He hasn't sent them to me. I thought you
Oh well,
had him. I thought you had him. You're gonna send them to me.
no, I would ask him to send them to you because my phone isn't that great with.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So yeah, we'll have that to do, and then but again, it's like it's like a month at least. It's like 2 months of summer, so we have 2 months. Summer break's like 2 months, right? Am I wrong?
About.
Okay, yeah. So we have about 2 months. A week, if not a bit more, shouldn't hurt. But but also you have to admit I'm not gonna be doing art every day because things will come up. We have lives. You have work, and I have. Will probably have a summer job, possibly, if not just what I do now. I'm doing art, so things do come up.
True, true.
But no, we should be fine. We should be able to get it all done. It should all be good. Currently working on these shoulder pads, hitting in like the dark spaces, just hitting them with gray, and I'll add some black on them later. Just kind of trying to get an outline of what I'm doing here. So before the stream, I saw you eating something. What were you eating for dinner there, Mark? You had a burrito. What it looked like?
Honey.
I had for lunch. I went and to McDonald's. I got myself a 20-piece and a medium fry, and McDonald's has like done made their own anime now. So they have this new sauce. They're calling it WickDonald's. I don't know if you've seen it online, but now they have this new sauce, and it's like a sweet chili sauce. And oh my gosh, it was so good. I got 3 of them. I still have one left over. It tastes like the spice of a spicy ramen noodle pack that you would get in a convenience store, and it was very, very good.
Hmm. I
Deadpool
didn't
suit
realize
design.
how fast streaming will drain your phone.
Well, you're not streaming. You're just you're video chatting me. I'm the one streaming, but again, I got my computer all plugged up and everything.
Right. But I'm just okay. Well, let me rephrase it. Discord is draining my phone like crazy with it.
Also, your phone is like centuries old, back in your age, as you would say.
Back in my day, we used to have a Motorola Razor phone. It was a flip phone.
Oh my god. Yo. So what made you become an artist, Mark, instead of going into the voice acting industry?
Uh, Never gave it much thought. As far as doing voice acting, but
Right. So have you been
I
down to
think that
Unusual lately?
you know what? I gotta get down there because I need a new hat.
What do you mean, like a new beanie?
No, I want to get a new black trucker hat.
What happened to the old one?
It's just starting to get beat up by the sun,
Oh, gotcha.
so it's starting to get that fade.
Gotcha. I mean, hey, fade could look kind of cool. Like a little bleached effect.
Mayhaps. And I'm definitely going to keep it. It's not like I'm going to do it. I might actually do that thing that I did to this hat here,
Yeah, do a
where
design. That's what I was thinking about. That'd be
yeah, I
cool.
might
That'd be super cool.
do something a little funky. I am going to jump off though because my phone is about to die.
Okay.
And
It's been
and
it's
I think keeping this thing at an hour is probably a good time limit.
All right, great. Well, Mark, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on here for episode 1. Everyone who's watching, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. And Mark, would you like to say anything else before we both jump out of here and go on with our lives?
Yeah, man, I just want to thank you for having me. I look forward to doing another session of these with you. I think it would be a really awesome series for us to do to be able to keep tackling projects like this. I appreciate you for inspiring me to do more art and to be able to put it out there with social media and whatnot. So thank you for the opportunity to be on your show, and I look forward to the next time.
All right, man, I appreciate that. And you're welcome anytime. Guys, have an absolute blessed rest of your day. And I will see you all in the next one.
Yes,
And that,
sir. Make sure you check them out on social media. Both of us check out the Unusual Artist on Facebook and Instagram, and check out his YouTube on this channel. And then also stop by and say hi to me at Mark Russo Creations. I will catch you guys next time. Thank
all
you,
right.
Rocco.
Yeah, no problem, Mark.
Take care, brother. End us
All right.
out well.
All right, I'll see you.
All right, brother.
Guys, W stream. That was a most wholesome W stream. Guys, W wholesome stream. Guys, W wholesome stream. Yeah, eat hot lemon. Yeah. And